On today's video, war has come upon our doorstep, and in this video, I want to give you guys a checklist that you should know about to prepare for war. As most of us are in growth mode, doing everything we can to grow, gather, research, and all that good stuff, when war comes in, we need to switch into war mode. And in this video, we have a few things that you should know about and do to switch from growth to war mode. So sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Yeah, war is upon us, or it was upon us yesterday. Things happen. If you want to see and hear the whole story of the first actual big confrontation a GG fam had with a big alliance, actually one of the biggest alliances in the nebula, in Galactic Gekko's channel, link down below. We'll have that video come out in the next few days with all the story, all the footage, and all the goodies. It was awesome. But let's talk a little bit about the preparation that came into effect when we were getting geared up to war. In the day-to-day, what you want to be doing realistically is be in growth mode. Growth mode means all your buffs, all your crew, all your everything is set up to get you to grow as fast as you can. Whether you have research speed up grow crew available, or training crew, or gathering crew, whatever it is you have active, gathering fleets, gathering core modules, all that, you are in gathering mode. But when you go into war mode, you need to switch all these things out. And these things are as followed. Number one, your crew. You definitely want to have a different crew than this on your day-to-day when you are growing. This one is a little bit more geared up to war, not completely, and we're not going to give out the whole house in the video, right? But this is what happened after we got to the point where it's like, okay, it's wartime. We need to make sure we change up our crew members, level them up as much as we can, get our trees right here set up and ready to rock and roll. We have crew with fortified plan. We want to make sure that is all good and set up. So you really want to switch from growth to war crew situation. Now, unfortunately, this might require of you to get a reset token to reset your job restructuring plan thing, whatever the heck it's called. And when you get one of these, it'll allow you to reset up this tree right here. I'm not so sure whether what I'm doing up here in the combat, which is get health for multiple parts on the top level rather than go down and finish the neutral buffs, which I don't really need, is a good thing. But for now, we made sure we have as much health as we can out of 2 of the 3 types of fleets. We'll obviously get more, and we have a different setup that'll give us even further up in this. But you definitely want to make sure you have as better as fortified plan as you can for war. Now, obviously, your command side right here, I mean, you're not going to throw away 12% research because there's really nothing very critical in here that you would need. Navigation speed might be a thing you might consider, but we're okay with what we got right now, although maybe I will end up taking this navigation speed, reset it, and do it. For that, it'll cost you 1,000 corium. The first one is on the house, but after that, it's 1,000 corium. There's multiple places you're going to be spending corium to prepare for war. So I would urge you to have at least 4,000 corium on deck available for war, just in case. And I'll show you what you're going to end up spending your corium on. So number one, crew members, get them set up for war. Number 2 is your flagship. You want to get your flagship leveled up. You want to get your flagship geared up. You want to get your captain on the flagship. You want to make sure your flagships are ready to rock and roll. Now, we're missing one weapon here. I took it out right before I recorded this video to remind myself I need to get a new green kinetic weapon. But reality is, and we've said this plenty of time, make sure you get your green equipment before you start working on the blues and on the gray, on the purples. In this specific scenario, we have a kinetic blue that is also level 7, which is very nice. But if you take a look, our level 6 green kinetic weapon gives us 4.3% weapon attack, and a level 4 purple gives us a 7.4% at level 4. However, if you take a look at the bottom on the shields, you'll notice that our level 2 shield only gives 1.8% compared to the level 7 shield, which gives 4.3%. Now, granted, this is total war shield only, and in here, we have warship armor and shield. Nonetheless, you want to get as many stats as you can. First, get your greens, You can always dismantle them, get your materials back, and start working on the blues. But make sure you're stacking up your flagships as much as humanly possible. Number 3 would be core modules. Obviously, in growth mode, you definitely want to have your core modules more set up towards the development tree. More specifically, you really want to get all of these research buffs, which are this circle icon thing. There's 2 of them in here, which are very, very, very useful for you to grow quicker. When it comes to war, there's nothing you can do but to keep going with your command tree and your weaponry tree. And for that, you might need to reset your core modules. The first one's on the house. After that, another 1,000 gems a pop. So we're at 2,000 gems to get reset items for war. This also means we need those 2,000 later on for going back into growth mode, which is how your 4,000 corium comes into play. Now, there's still places where you want to spend corium, so I would even say that 4,000 is not enough, but that's really the bare minimum. Make sure your car modules are set up properly for war. The next point is you want to make sure your repair center is clear. You don't want to have any spaceships in here. You're going to have a lot of them come in here, and you're going to need to repair, and you're going to need resources and speed ups to do so. But at the very least, you want to clear it so that worst case scenario, you fill it as the war is going on, rather than come into war with not enough space in here, and then you're gaining a bunch of dead ships, destroyed ships, rather than repair ships. And so definitely make sure you're clearing your spaceship, your repair spaceship out. Defense platforms are always nice, but realistically speaking, if you're going to get hit, it's going to hurt. And so make sure you're leveling those up. Don't sleep on them, but at the same time, they're not necessarily the most meaningful thing in the fight. Finally, the most obvious, I think, item on this list is you want to make sure your fleets are properly set up. During growth mode, I usually have at least one of these fleets with a gathering spaceship, flagship, if not 2. But you really want to switch to fighting mode. You want to split up a little bit of your power. You want to make sure you're hunting marauders and all that good stuff with these while you can. But you really want to make sure your fleets are properly set up. The way you can set up your fleets properly, obviously, is making sure that you're using the correct type of ships with the correct types of flagships. And from there, you should be ready to rock and roll. One final tip for you guys is that losing your city, your spaceport, your troops, everything you've worked for because of falling asleep sucks. And that can be fixed very easily. All you need to do is you go into your trade center, into the shop, and spend a little bit of corium in the buff section on a 1-day shield. Yes, 900 corium, 1-day shield. You can go to sleep and oversleep without an issue. Someone literally just typed in our Alliance chat that they overslept and their 8-hour shield popped. Imagine we got attacked. He was gone. 900 corium is not something you should cheap out on. It's much, much worth it to spend the 900 corium to keep your spaceport alive. Yes, not everybody has 100,000 corium on deck. I get it. But nonetheless, make sure you have shields available. You can get 8-hour shields from the Alliance shop, from Alliance credits. I'm not a fan of 8-hour shields because I fell asleep yesterday and slept over 8 hours. Guess what? If I had an 8-hour shield and we were in the middle of a war, I was gone. Please, I understand that corium is expensive. I understand that corium is a premium currency that you really don't want to be wasting unless you have to. Defending your own spaceport is much more important. What's the point of having 10, 20, 15, 50,000 million, quadrillion corium if you lost everything in your spaceport? Just saying. Another final small quick tip is I understand that a lot of people really, really want more growth, and they do everything they can to grow quick. But reality is in this game, resources are a little bit tough to come by. They're very tough to come by, especially when you start hitting these levels 20s and so forth and so on. Plasma now comes into play and all that stuff. Reality is you might not want to grow as quick because you really want to make sure you leave a little bit of resources in your bags. You don't want to get caught in a situation where war is upon you and you have no resources to be able to heal you or to repair your troops. Yes, if you're the one aggressing, you can go plunder cities of people and grab their resources, sure. But if you get hit and you don't have any resources to heal, you're pretty much game over. Just saying. Don't get stuck with a full repair shop and no resources. Save some of your tiles for an emergency. What do y'all think about this war preparation video? Have I missed anything? Is there anything you guys would recommend that is different? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. Appreciate you to drop a like on this video, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next Galactic Infinite Galaxy video. Galactic Gekko down below. Take care and have a good one. Peace. Subscribe to Galactic Gekko. See ya.